Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade. I'm here to help you grow your online presence, multiply your streams of income, and create profitable businesses. So if you fancy doing one of those things, two of those things, all three of those things, then you would love my channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications because I upload new content every single week. Today's video, I'm kind of exposing myself again. I do this quite a lot on my channel. I like to talk about mistakes as often as I like to talk about my successes, or at least try to, right? And I realized that I haven't done one of these videos where I've just sat down and been really like raw, open and honest about things that I didn't do that well and I kind of wish I knew about, or I kind of wish I did better when I started this online business. For those of you who don't know the online business I'm referring to, I am a content creator and I'm also a coach. So I have a membership program called the Creators Club. I offer coaching and consultancy to entrepreneurs and content creators, and I have other streams of income like brand partnerships, all that kind of stuff, right? So it's a full-fledged online business now. And ever since I created this business, it's been about a year and a half, you know, I've made a few mistakes here and there. So if you want to hear about those mistakes and just hear about what I wish I knew before I actually started this business, then this video is going to be of interest to you. Let's just get straight to it. So the first thing that I wish I knew before I started this online business, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of knew this already, but I didn't apply what I knew to this business. And what I'm referring to here is that you don't have to only use content that you've created. Now, bear with me here because I know a lot of you guys are gonna be content creators and you're gonna be like, what? When I'm talking about using content that you've not necessarily created, I'm talking about using stock images to bolster your website, your thumbnails, stuff like that. So looking for aesthetic images that you can use, which really helps you with your marketing material without you having to shell out loads of money to do a photo shoot every few minutes. Now, this is a technique that I used in my previous businesses, but for some reason I just didn't carry it over to this business. And what that resulted in was loads of my marketing material not being as impactful as it possibly could, because I hadn't got around to having photo shoots yet. I still haven't had a brand photo shoot for my business because I've clocked onto this tip. I hadn't gotten around to doing these expensive photo shoots yet, and I let the fact that I hadn't done those photo shoots basically impact my marketing material because I wasn't being smart and using stock images. So that actually brings me on to today's video sponsor, which is AppSumo. AppSumo is the leading digital marketplace for entrepreneurs. They basically have a whole suite of tools that you can use to automate your business and basically get it to run more effectively. One of the tools that they have is called Deposit Photos. Now, Deposit Photos is actually one of their most popular tools, and you've probably guessed it, Deposit Photos is a stock imaging tool which allows you to get royalty-free images for you to use on your marketing, on your website, and wherever you need to. Deposit Photos is actually available for you to use via AppSumo now, so it's live, it's ready for you guys to use after you finish watching this video. But not only that, a percentage of their revenue is actually going towards relief funds to help people in the Ukraine. All images available on Deposit Photos are actually royalty-free. They come with a standard license, which means you can use them commercially for social media posts, graphic designs, ebook covers like YouTube thumbnails, the lot. As a special bonus to this channel, AppSumo is giving 20% off to the first 100 people who click the link in my description and use the code JADE20 on their next order. All of the tools available on AppSumo are already heavily discounted, so when you add the additional 20% discount to the discount what is already available on AppSumo for Deposit Photos, you're actually going to end up getting 90% off the price of the tool, which is absolutely insane. So definitely go check them out. As mentioned, the link is in the description and the code is JADE20. Thank you again to AppSumo for sponsoring this section of the video. Okay, so another thing that I wish I knew before I started this online business was the importance of having good systems and having them organized well from the beginning. And if I'm being honest, I'm still very much paying the price for this mistake. And when people talk about their systems and stuff like that, I know it could be a bit confusing because people just use all this terminology and just assume that everyone knows what they mean. But when I talk about systems, I'm talking about the ways in which I run my business and having a real clear step-by-step guide and process for everything that I do. But not only that, I mean using the different tools that I use to run my business and having them super organized from the beginning. An example, I use ConvertKit for my email list. I'll put a link in the description below in case you need an email service provider. I love ConvertKit. I used to use MailChimp and then I just basically got banned from it. I was gonna try and find a way to get out of that without telling you that I got banned from it. I got banned from it, it's a long story. I didn't do anything wrong, but I couldn't be bothered to fight them on it. So I just flipped over. ConvertKit is so much better for creators anyway. Absolutely no regrets. Anyway, I'm on ConvertKit and I manage about 7,000 email addresses on that platform. Now, when you have not even a large, but like a fairly sizable email list, you normally have some tags in place what allow you to identify the different people within your email list. So I've got a tag where I can identify who from my email list has a YouTube channel. I have a tag where I can identify who from my email list has an e-com store. And all of these tags basically allow me to send really targeted emails to them. So if I wanted to send an email about a YouTube product that I'm launching, I could hypothetically send an email only to my email subscribers who have a YouTube channel. I say hypothetically because I was a bit all over the place with this process of tagging in the beginning, and you have to do it from a tech perspective. I'm fairly tech savvy when it comes to that stuff, but I changed my tags too often. I changed the names too often. I changed the way that I wanted to tag my audience too often. And now it's basically a bit of a mess. And whilst I can still use the tags, they're not as effective as they should be. If I had just organized my tags properly and put a good system in place from the beginning, I would be able to send far more effective email communications than I probably can right now. That being said, I still have a very valuable email list, guys. Do not worry if you want to join. I'll put a link in the description as well. So the email list is still thriving and I get loads of compliments on it all the time. But I know that I could have potentially been doing more if I had just organize myself and put the right systems in place. So another thing that I wish I knew before I started this online business was that you can't say yes to everything. When you first start out in the world of online business, there's going to be a really big chance that you might be operating from like a scarcity mindset as opposed to an abundance mindset. And I actually really thought that I wasn't going to do that. Like I had already done a lot of mindset work. I was very aware of the difference and the kind of cons of working from a scarcity mindset. For those of you who don't know what I mean, an abundance mindset is a mindset where you believe there is enough of everything to go around, whereas a scarcity mindset is one where you believe that there's not enough for everything to go around. So scarcity mindset is when people say things like YouTube is oversaturated, most online businesses fail, like don't bother, right? That's a scarcity mindset. And I knew I wasn't operating from the extreme version of a scarcity mindset. I definitely didn't believe that YouTube was oversaturated, that Instagram was oversaturated. I didn't believe in any of that stuff, right? And I still don't. However, there was still a bit of scarcity at play, and how it reared its ugly head was in my inability to turn down opportunities. The reason why I wasn't turning down opportunities, even if they weren't in alignment with what I wanted to do, was because I was scared that these opportunities would go away. So I was thinking to myself, okay, but if I don't take this opportunity this month, then what if I never get a similar or a better opportunity in the future? And when you're just starting out an online business, especially when you go full time, like it could be a bit scary. You are making good money at the time, hopefully, but then you're thinking, well, what if next month I'm not making good money and I'm gonna look back at this opportunity and wish that I took it. Thankfully, that's changed quite a lot recently, especially because I've changed my business model and I now have reoccurring income streams, and all of my income streams are super diversified. So that risk is not as there anywhere near as much as it used to be, which really helps me operate from more of an abundance mindset. And because of that, I say no to a lot of things which aren't in alignment or which I genuinely don't have capacity for. And that was something that I wish I had done more in the beginning, but at least I learned to do it now. So the next thing I wish I knew before I started this business is the repercussions of offering so much value. And this is going to sound wild to some of you because you know that that is the essence of my marketing. It's really what I accredit to me being able to grow my business as quickly as I did, is the fact that I deliver so much value across all of my marketing and all of my social channels. And the majority of this content is free for you guys to consume. And as a result of you guys consuming this content, you get value from me, you get a small win, and that usually leads to us being able to work together on a longer basis, which in turn means that I get some revenue for my business. So the business model works, guys. I'm not saying that I regret giving out so much value. I just think one thing that I wish I knew was that when you have a business which is so centered on you giving out a lot of free value, you have to understand that you are training your audience to expect free value from you. So something that I started to get pretty early in my journey was people messaging me or emailing me, or however else you want to, there's so many ways to communicate with someone now, the various ways that people would communicate with me and asking for more value. And And majority of the time when someone DMs me or messages me asking for help with something, if it's something really small, like how do you get captions on your stories? People literally message me that question all the time. Then I just respond, right? It's a really quick answer to give and that takes me no time at all. So with things like that, I just give a response. When people message me basically asking for consultancy or for me to review their page and all of that kind of stuff, that's when I have to be a bit smarter with my response. I usually try and send them a video if I've got a video that's going to help them. If they're suggesting a video topic, then I make note of that and add it to my list. And if I have other resources, then that's where I'm going to point them in the direction of. Most of the time, that's totally fine. And people understand that I can't spend like, 2 hours per person providing consultation over DM and like reviewing your page or your YouTube and giving you like a personalized developed plan. It literally would take me hours and hours, and it's not fair to the clients who I work with who actually pay me for my services. However, there's still sometimes occasions where people don't like that, and because they're so used to me kind of giving out so much value online, when I don't give the same level of personalized advice to them like on demand, it gets on their nerves, and sometimes I have to deal with quite sticky situations. So I kind of wish I knew that in advance, just because I could have mentally prepared myself. But also I did make one key mistake related to this, and it's in one of my videos. It's an old video now. I don't want to take it down because I still think it's like a good, valuable video. But in the video I say, if you have any questions about this, like DM me, right? And the reason why I said that then was because I literally had like 400 subscribers and I had the time to respond. I think I even said something like, if you want me to review your Instagram, then DM me. Like I think I literally said something like that. So at the time I didn't have a big audience. So when I uploaded that video, I got maybe like 2 DMs and I thought, great, I get this opportunity to communicate with my audience and build a bit of a deeper connection. I get some practice with evaluating other people's Instagram pages and providing audits and stuff like that. So it was the right thing to do at the time. However, as my channel started to grow, more and more people were watching that video, and I was getting so many messages from people who were taking me up on that offer, and rightfully so. And it's so awful. To this day, I still have to say, I'm so sorry, but I can't do that anymore, because I now know how to do a really good review and audit that's actually going to help you. It's going to take hours, and I literally get like 50 DMs a day. So that's something that I wish I was more aware of. If I was more aware of that, would I not have said that in the video? Maybe not, because I still think it was so valuable for me to have that communication with my audience in the beginning. But I do feel like me being more aware of that repercussion maybe could have helped me handle things a bit more, especially in the beginning when I was just growing. Okay, so the final thing I wish I knew before I started this online business was the true importance of my personality. And I don't just mean this in terms of like my personality, like my personality is great. I mean everyone's personality. Like essentially your personality, especially as a content creator, is gonna be the thing that helps you stand apart from everyone else. Like that really is like your special sauce, your unique selling point, whatever you want to call it. Your personality really is it. And when I first got started, I was kind of aware of that. So if you look back at my first few videos, which I kind of don't want you to, but they are still there, you can see that I am trying to show my personality here and there, right? I really started to dial it up a few months down the line though. And when I started to dial up my personality, and not in the sense of putting on a show, but more in the sense of being super relaxed and really just talking to you as I would a friend, that's the easiest way to let your personality kind of come out. When I really started doing that, I just felt like I was starting to not only grow quicker, but I was starting to attract like a real high quality audience. Like I was attracting people who, when given the choice of watching 2 identical videos by me and by another creator in my niche, they would choose to watch mine. Obviously not all the time. There are other creators who are a lot bigger than me. I'm just saying that some people in my audience would choose to watch mine because I was showing my personality so much that they felt like we had a bit of a bond, which I felt too. And that massively helped me with my business, with my channel. It made everything far more enjoyable. And it really was, and still is, the thing that I really think helps me and everyone else online stand apart from each other. Also, quick note about just showing your personality online. Something that I noticed like 6 months into my business, I would be just being super normal online, like on my videos, and then I'd hop on these one-to-one calls and coaching and consultancy calls with people. And whenever I was on these calls, the people I was speaking to were just talking to me so casually. I remember thinking to myself, this is incredible. Everyone I speak to, I immediately get along with because I've shown my personality online. So if I'm not their cup of tea, they've not booked a session with me anyway. So if we've gotten to the point where you've booked a session with me, then our personalities like already match. So you just jump on these calls and there's like no awkwardness and like no small talk because they already know like your quirks and stuff, and you just get along with them instantly. Like, it's wild. I've never experienced anything like it. So those are the things that I wish I knew before I started my online business. You live and you learn. I'm hoping that by me sharing these things with you, you don't have to make some of the mistakes that I make, and hopefully your journey is a little bit smoother than mine was. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, I recommend hanging around and checking out this video. It is actually a vlog where I take you behind the scenes of me presenting or hosting my first ever event for YouTube. It was crazy. I feel like, yeah, I still can't get over the fact that it happened. So check out the vlog, let me know what you think, and as always, I can't wait to see you in my next video.